So we have a really interesting breakthrough in depression treatment. Take a look at this. A mind-altering medication related to the club drug Special K won U.S. approval Tuesday for patients with hard-to-treat depression, the first in a series of long-overlooked substances being reconsidered for severe forms of mental illness. The nasal spray from Johnson & Johnson is a chemical cousin of ketamine, which has been used for decades as a powerful anesthetic to prepare patients for surgery. In the 1990s, the medication was adopted as a party drug by the underground rave culture due to its ability to produce psychedelic out-of-body experiences. More recently, some doctors have given ketamine to people with depression without formal FDA approval. The Food and Drug Administration approved Spravato, fascinating name, as a fast-acting treatment for patients who have failed to find relief with at least 2 antidepressants. Up to 7.4 million Americans suffer from so-called treatment-resistant depression, which heightens the risk of suicide, hospitalization, and other serious harm, according to the FDA. The drug will cost between $590 and $885, depending on the dosage and before various insurance discounts and rebates. So I remember a long time ago, there was on Joe Rogan's podcast, he had, I'm going to blank on his name. Shit. The white dude who did Chappelle's show with Dave Chappelle. Okay, I'm forgetting his name, and I apologize for that. But he was the white dude who did Chappelle's show with Dave Chappelle. And that dude had treatment-resistant depression. And this was back before the FDA approved it, but he was doing this off-label treatment with ketamine. And he says, hey, listen, this just totally cured me. Totally cured me. Now, further on in the article, they explain how one woman was talking about her experience with it. Every 2 weeks, she goes and she gets the ketamine treatment. It lasts her for a full 2 weeks. Then she goes back and gets the ketamine treatment again. And now I guess they're approving it in a slightly different way with a spray, I guess, so you could do it yourself. But finally, we're at the point now where it was considered taboo forever. Like, you can't use psychedelic drugs for treatment. There's this giant taboo after the hippie era where the U.S. government was massively conservative and they just shut it all down. And they're like, no, we're not even going to look into this stuff. It's bad, it's wrong, it's terrible, it's making our kids dance and want to have sex, and they're out there and fucking listening to hippie music and not cool, shut it all down. So they didn't even look into it for research reasons. And now we're finally getting to a point where people are being more open-minded about this, and the government is slowly but surely inching in the right direction, and they're allowing studies on this stuff. And what we're finding out is, holy shit, maybe those hippies were onto something with their substances. Maybe it's not just like they're taking it to drop out of society, but they're actually having enlightenment experiences in a way, and they're freeing their minds, and they're becoming happier, more fulfilled, well-rounded people by going through this stuff and taking this stuff. And now we're learning, when you actually put it under a clinical setting and you study it, yeah, there's massive benefits of taking this stuff, which, by the way, is why people fucking took it. It's not like they were all taking it and all having shitty experiences, but people just kept taking it. No, people took it because they saw some fucking benefit in it. Now, granted, the people who were taking it had full beards and fucking scruffy hair and hadn't showered in 5 days, but there was still some wisdom in taking it. So, and I'm talking specifically in this case about, whatever, MDMA, which there's studies on now as well, and psilocybin mushrooms, magic mushrooms, which there's studies on now as well. And studies are showing that for those drugs, like, when people are in hospice and they're about to die, and they're like, whoa, this is crazy, and they're massively depressed because they're about to die, which makes perfect sense, you would be depressed in that scenario, they're given these substances, and it's a breakthrough experience for them, where all of a sudden they don't feel bad. And I don't know why that is. You'd have to talk to them. Maybe some of them say, it makes me feel like there's possibilities beyond this life that I wasn't aware of and I was closed off to, and yada yada. But either way, it's helping people. It is tangibly helping people. In the case of Special K, it's hilarious because my understanding was that it was a fucking cat tranquilizer, and then people started taking it as a party drug, and now come to find out, holy shit, it's actually helping people with treatment-resistant depression. Damn, son. Treatment-resistant. And the other awesome part about this is, to this point, depression treatment has been in the form of SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. And SSRIs, basically, the layman's explanation of it is, it floods your brain with the happiness chemical serotonin, and makes it so that, you have more happiness chemicals in your mind, therefore leading to you being happier. That's the idea behind it. And SSRIs work with some people, don't work with other people, and there's different kinds of them. Some SSRIs are more upper-like, so you're bouncing off the walls and you want to be active all the time. Other SSRIs are big-time downers, and you'll be calmer, but you'll be happier. Other SSRIs, some people blow up like a fucking balloon and they get much fatter because for whatever reason, the SSRIs make them eat a shitload more, and, you know, they're happier, but they also get really fat. And so... But we've been stuck in that mode, which is 1980s mode, which is like, this is what we use for depression and that's it. And there's mixed results with that. Well, what we're looking at here is the way this drug functions is nothing like the SSRIs. It doesn't target serotonin. It does something else in the brain, which I cannot speak on because I'm a dumbass and I don't know even the layman's explanation of this thing. But it does something else in the brain, which is totally different, not related to to serotonin. And the reaction has been wonderful so far. So it's really fascinating that we've evolved to this point. And my guess is the more we go forward, the more we'll evolve further. And we will come up with even newer treatment for depression and for other psychological issues. And explore it all, man. My position is explore it all. No taboos, nothing held sacred. Let's figure it out. Let's figure out what works the best. Let's figure out how we can allow people to live happy, healthy lives. And, you know, having to have some medicine every now and then is a small price to pay if it means happiness. And, you know, it's kind of fashionable these days for people to act like, oh no, you know, like fucking pep up. Like, why don't you just get happier? Like, that's something people have actually said to depressed people. Like, just be happier. As if they're not trying, as if it's not like they wake up every day like, oh, I gotta put more effort in. No, asshole, they fucking know that. You know, or the other thing is, and in some cases it works. I'm not shitting on it all the time. Sometimes when people eat healthier and they work out, their mood will naturally lift. I'm sure that's true for some people. But then there's also clinical depression, where it doesn't matter how clean you eat and how hard you work out, you're still gonna be like, I feel like shit. So for those people... Yeah, the idea of just having to take some medicine and that massively improves your quality of life, there's no problem with that whatsoever. And have a weird, like, principled objection to taking medicine, it just strikes me as dumb as, like, I'm not going to take medicine to deal with this infection. It's like, but why? That'll help. Yeah, but I'm going to fucking all natural, baby. What the fuck does that mean? Why? That's just dumb in this instance. So, you know, hopefully we get to a point in society where the stigma breaks down about mental health issues and people just get the treatment they need. And, yeah, you can live happier, healthier lives by using the right medicine and by, you know, helping yourself. There's nothing wrong with helping yourself. So anyway, really interesting news. Special K, party drug, but also anti-depression treatment now. And it's approved, which is a giant step in the right direction.